Equal Pay Day.
Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome on the second day of the mentoring marathon as a part of the Equal Pay Day. My name is Eliška Vámošová, and I'm going to guide you through English-speaking parts of this event. Now, ladies, let me introduce to you our today's speaker, Edina Seleskovic, an interdisciplinary artist, by sharing a little bit of her interesting life story. Edina was born in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Due to the Bosnian War, she came to the United States as a high school student. She graduated from the Corcoran School of Art in Washington, D.C. Her works have been exhibited in over 100 exhibitions in galleries throughout the United States, Europe, and Asia. Today, she is on the list of 1,000 U.S. artists published by the National Museum of Women in Art in Washington. She's seeking answers to questions about the role of culture in our society. Edina is also challenging the established perception of art and artists. Her public art installations on their global mission generate public dialogue connecting young people and creativity, culture institutions and communities, art and new technologies. Edina, welcome. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Eliška, for this wonderful introduction. I really appreciate it. Dear ladies, thank you so much for being here. It is such a pleasure to be here today, and that through sharing our experiences, we can learn together, right? Thank you, Lenka, and your amazing team for organizing this event under these circumstances. I think we all agree that we need this dose of positivity in our lives now, I guess, more than ever. You see, these days I find myself talking a lot about how we can see ourselves through the eye of an artist in order to decode complexity, unravel threads in the flurry of the unexpected, attain new possibilities, a new way really of thinking and perceiving. How we can look at art to be able to see our world, our leadership approach with a whole new set of eyes, learning how to see and how to observe, all in order to create a new vision for our individual and collective future. You know, my theory is that art and artists can be catalysts for inventiveness, for imagination, and innovation, while really seeking an inspiration for the metamorphosis of self and the world. Agreeably, the arts are defined by the adventure of expression, right? Overcoming fears of taking visionary risks in the process of creating, and as such, an extremely valuable vehicle for teaching courage to make new and perfect things, but always using the impartiality to alternative perspectives. I believe that we live in the artistic times because these are the times of plasticity, when we realize that we can toss aside all predetermined notions and learn behavior and experience and really enter times of blatant vicissitudes. We all now know how an artist feels in front of a blank canvas and on a daily basis, right? Not knowing where the next brushstrokes will lead us. So you got a little bit of a feeling of how us as artists really feel. You see, in times as these, which for me seem to have continuously tested my personal and professional life, I realized that I have grown resolutely to believe that art has the ability to restore the trust, that it can give hope of rebuilding freedom and connectivity. You see, I've witnessed firsthand how artification of society can encourage public discourse. So now that I've said that, please allow me to show you what I mean. And I'm gonna get a bit personal and briefly explain why I say that these times of crisis are pretty much continuous in my life. You see, visual art has really saved my life when I was a displaced teenager in the United States, while my entire family was under the fire wars in Bosnia. Art has also led me through the emotional and intellectual storm of witnessing September 11th really up and close. And when I returned to Bosnia after being an exhibiting artist in New York for the love of my family, art shaped the essence of the purpose of my work and my creations. To get even more personal, after 20 years after I arrived to the United States and after an artist life in New York and countless shows and all over the world, and after reaching my dreams that I even wasn't thinking I was allowed to dream as a kid, I fell in love and with an amazing man, and I returned to my homeland, but I continued doing my work. I continued traveling back and forth between the US and Bosnia, but now with a family and with an additional cultural shock over and over and over again that I didn't think of doing when the world was, semi-logical. So now I work with developers and video artists and filmmakers and screenwriters. Interestingly enough, after an extensive research into tech companies all over Europe that I could contract, the most open team to an artist who doesn't really understand programming. I mean, I know the logic, but I don't know their jobs, so I don't know the rules and the limitations. The most open team to come out of their comfort zone with me was the team of professors and students at the University of Sarajevo. So I kind of ended up making a full circle. Even though when we first spoke about them creating augmented reality application for me, they have never worked with augmented reality before. But we spent about 6 months working together and talking and researching, and we have developed an augmented reality interactive application that really beyond, I mean, I should have done it with or without the pandemic, because it really allows for this project through its now digital presence to have an even a greater reach. So for those who are not familiar with augmented reality, let me show you what I mean. I'll show you a short video. Let's see if it will play. There we go. That emotion, or to provoke emotions and impressions when you're in front of a computer screen. But it really is all about trying to make an effort and trying to think about things in a completely different way to be able to come to some new things, to be able to make things a different way. So I hope you felt, even for a little bit, what people feel when they visit the exhibition.
Thank you, Edina. It was amazing, and I feel like I'm speechless, but great work. I have questions for you if you want. I select some. There's one, Edina. It is so true that freedom is fragile. Your project, wow. One image stands for 1,000 words. Thank you, Shimona.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
So is it so true that the freedom is fragile?
The freedom is for
fragile. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct.
It is. I even before the pandemic, but now even more. The story about the frog and the hot water. I mean, people talk about the story and the story of the frog and the hot water a lot in the States. When if you put a frog in boiling water, it will jump out. But if you take a frog, stick it in a pot of lukewarm water, and then keep turning it up, it will boil itself. For a long time, I felt like we are that frog, and the heat is being turned on us, meaning that our freedom was being taken away. And I'm not just talking about autocracies and third world countries. I'm talking about even Western democracies that have regulated us so much. And now in the pandemic, it becomes even harder. Freedom is something that if we're not vigilant, if we do not think about it, if we just keep allowing institutions and other people to just step in on our freedom little by little by little, we will find it completely, we will find ourselves completely lost. And then to be free again requires serious, revolutionary action. It's a lot easier to lose it than to gain it again. And I think it's really important. I think it's really important to really think about each day. Did we go a step further in our evolution as a human civilization, or did we take a step back?
Absolutely agree. Thank you so much, Edina. I believe all of you ladies enjoyed the session. So yeah, clap your hands or shake your hands. Thank you very much, Edina.
Equal Pay Day.